Good morning, everybody. Norma here. Sorry, just a little late getting on. So we're right at 7:30. So welcome to your Wednesday morning slow flow. So let's get together and get started. A few reminders, just making sure you're comfortable on your yoga mat, taking sips of water as you need them through the class. And we're going to get started in Shavasana this morning. So I'll meet you there. So allowing yourself to come to your mat, taking your feet out wide, letting your toes fall open, finding a comfortable position where you feel supported and that you can arrive here. So just taking these first few breaths to settle. Forget anything that you may have been doing before you joined, before I turn the camera on. And just allow yourself to carve out this time for you and your practice, and knowing that anything that you choose to pick up at the end of the class will be there. So any last squiggles, just to make sure that your body feels supported here. Can you begin to soften more? Taking your attention to your breath. Maybe taking an inhale together. Opening your mouth, sigh, let it all go. Can you soften more? So inviting a breath that enters your nose and exhales through your nose. Just with that slight constriction in the back of your throat. Maybe like you're a little snoring, you're underwater. Can you imagine that breath coming in through your nose, traveling down your throat, into your chest, feeling your chest rise, traveling through your belly, seeing your belly rise, and then letting things go, imagining that breath coming back up and passing through your nose. Taking your knees into chest. Can we just rock from side to side, giving a little massage to your sacrum, your lower back. And slow and steady, not a rush in the world. Maybe inviting some circles with your knees, feeling that little massage changing to a different area on your back, or maybe into your hips a little bit. 3 one way, and then if you're making circles, 3 the other way. Coming back to center, letting our feet come all the way up to the ceiling. And just taking our hands to the side, or maybe under your sacrum, just giving some support if you have any lower back issues. And let's just up our feet a few times. Remember to roll out your ankles. Slowly waking your body up. When that feels complete, bring your knees back to chest, and maybe just coming up, rolling up like a little ball and giving yourself a little hug. Thanking yourself for carving out this time. Letting your head come back, rolling over to one side, and pushing yourself up into tabletop position. So setting our good foundation here in our first tabletop position, just checking my camera angle. So we're stacking our shoulders on top of our elbows, on top of our wrists. Fingers are sprayed out wide. And feeling like little suction cups of your fingertips are holding on, just taking that weight out of your wrist to protect your wrists. Your eyes of your elbows are facing forward. Toes can be flat or toes can be tucked under, whatever's comfortable for you. Dropping your belly, lifting your gaze. Lengthening that tail back behind you. Exhaling, curling up. Feeling each vertebrae open. Let's travel through 2 more cat-cows. Warming up your spine. And knowing your breath pattern may differ than mine. And maybe your body requires something different than I may be offering this morning. So permission to have any wrinkles that you may want to offer. Sometimes I like to just wag a little bit at the top of my cat. And coming back to center. Taking your left leg long behind you like you're standing on that wall behind you. We're going to just test our balance a little bit, warm up our core. So if this is feeling okay, you can lift your heel up or your toes up. Still foot is flexed, 3 points of contact now. Or if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, you can reach your right hand long, letting that shoulder settle into your back. Balancing table. Remember, you're still breathing here, no holding your breath. Taking right hand down, left knee to meet right, and maybe just wagging your tail from side to side. Second side. Taking right leg long behind you, like you're standing on the wall behind you. Finding that centering, not sitting into either your left shoulder. Once you've got that, taking your right leg up long behind you, 3 points of contact. Still breathing. And if you want to challenge your balance again, lifting left hand long, letting that left arm settle into your shoulder, not compromising your posture, feeling that fire growing in your belly as your core engages to keep you in balance. Taking left hand down, right knee meets left, and again, wagging from side to side. Taking our hands just an inch or 2 forward, bending generously into our knees, lifting your hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. So what does your body need from this first inversion, this downward facing dog this morning? Pedaling out your heels, wagging your tail, maybe bending generously into your left knee, inviting your right heel down towards the mat. Still micro bend in that right leg. And then switching, inviting big generous bend to the right knee now. Encouraging our left heel towards the mat now. Not changing anything in your upper body. And then coming back to center. Pouring your heart through that window of your eyes. Biceps are lining up with your ears. Take an inhale together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Bending your knees generously, looking to the top of your mat and traveling there. You can walk, you can take a big step like I am, or maybe it's in your practice to jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, bending in. So just in our first forward fold here, bending generously into your knees. Can you just let your head and neck hang here for a moment? Maybe nodding your head yes, or shaking your head no. Allowing any additional tension that may be still hanging onto your neck. Just letting it flow off. Imagine taking it into your yoga mat and no longer serving you. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bending in. Inhale, rise up, bringing all that energy, bring it into your heart. Taking our feet hip distance apart, standing with our hands to our side, our Malasana, our Tadasana pose. Tadasana, our mountain pose. Finding my words this morning. And just as we started, just feeling that grounding in your feet. Maybe catching your breath again. Can we inhale one more time, bringing that all the way back into our heart. Once again, inhaling. This time, bowing over your soft knees, folding in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to our first vinyasa. So what is serving you today? High or low plank. So coming high up on your tippy toes if you're in high plank, or coming down to your knees. Elbows are close by your side as we chaturanga tadasana, your baby push up all the way down to the mat. Taking your hands off your mat, just by your forehead here, not resting underneath your shoulders. Can you inhale, coming up just to a baby cobra to warm up, and exhale, letting that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, and exhale. One more time. Inhaling up, seeing that fire come up a little bit in your belly. We're warming up here. Exhale, coming down, taking your hands back underneath your shoulders, tucking your toe, and coming back through downward dog. Always permission to travel through table on your way there. 3 breaths to reset. Let's take an inhale together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Let's travel through that one more time. Warming up our body. Linking our movement with our breath. Inhaling to prepare. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Bending your knees generously and travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and shine all the way up. Feeling that connection in your feet as you bow over your soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back and flow it all out. So high or low, again, serving your body. What do you need this morning from your practice? All the way down through your chaturanga tadasana. Inhaling, just to a low cobra as we're warming up. And exhaling, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Beautiful, guys. Taking your right leg up behind you. Can you bend your knee, opening your hip up, and offer some circles here with your right knee. Opening that hip up, lubricating that joint a little bit. 3 one way, 3 the other way. Not falling into that left hip or left foot. When that's complete, squaring off your hips, back to your three-legged dog as you look forward and step or help your right foot to the top of your mat. So setting a strong foundation here as we prepare for our crescent lunge. We can stay here with our knee on the floor, patting up our mat if you have any knee issues. So you can be here, hand expression, your choice. Or you can pop your left knee up, coming high on your back toes, bending generously into that right knee, kind of a scissoring action of your legs to keep your balance. And taking your hands up like you're holding onto that imaginary beach ball, just with your pinky fingers turned in. And can you allow your gaze to follow? One long line. Beautiful, guys. Pivoting on our back foot, opening up into our warrior 2 pose. So a heel to arch alignment in your warrior two pose. Tail's tucked under. I was losing my balance there. Gaze is over your right middle finger. So where can you soften here? Have your shoulders crept up, letting them settle back down, long on your back. Flipping your palm of your right hand, can you reach it up and back to exalt your warrior? So losing nothing in your legs. Left arm is long behind you. Gaze is up to the ceiling here. Beautiful. Coming back through warrior two just for a minute. We're going to pivot on our back toes. Planting our left hand underneath our left shoulder. We open up, lunge twist. Beautiful, guys. Taking right hand to meet left now. If you have a block to bring the ground closer, it may help you here. We're going to challenge our balance a little bit coming into warrior three. So taking your hands forward, can you drag your left foot up long behind you till it comes off the floor? Just back up so you can see me a little bit better. So standing one long line here, can you either take a block or maybe hold on to your ankle, or if you want to challenge your balance, maybe take your hands to heart center. Beautiful, guys. One more challenge, coming all the way up. Can you bring your knee up towards your belly? And we're going to go into tree pose. So for your tree, kickstand, you can have your left toes supported on the floor. Maybe you invite your foot up into your inner aspect of your right leg, or maybe it's in your practice to bring it up into the inner aspect of your thigh, knowing that we never want to put our foot over our knee. Hand expression, your choice. Leave your hands to heart center. Woo! I'm losing my balance today. Or maybe you grow your limbs of your tree. I think I'm messing you guys up today. Close your knee up as a book. Hands to heart center. Just standing in our Tadasana to reset. Inhaling. Exhale, bow over your soft knees. Inhale, flat back. And we're going to step our left foot long behind us. Just changing things up. You thought I was going to flow there. Alrighty. So what is in your body here? Well, you know what, guys? We need to do a lunge switch here. So step your left foot forward and your right leg back. I'm really keeping you guys on your toes today. Alrighty, left foot forward. Starting with our crescent lunge. So your knee can be on the mat, patting your knee up if that serves you better. Staying here, or maybe popping your right knee up and coming into your expression of crescent lunge here. One long line. High on your right toes, bending into your left knee, still able to see the toes of your left foot. Pivoting on your back foot now, opening up into your warrior two. Flipping your left palm now, reaching up and back, exalt your warrior. Are you still breathing here? Coming back through warrior two, just for a moment as you pivot on your back foot, allowing your hands to come to the ground, framing your foot, planting your right hand, and twisting up and open, second side. Beautiful, guys. You know where we're going now. Taking our left hand to meet right, maybe inching your hands forward, As you gently take your right leg long behind you, flying in our warrior three. And coming up to whatever you can manage. Maybe your hands stay on a block or a pillow if you have it. You're holding onto your lower leg. Or maybe you can invite your hands to heart center. Ooh, my balance is really off today. 3 breaths wherever you are. As we're inhaling, coming up to stand, bringing our knee in, and taking our left or right knee open to prepare for tree, second side. So hands can be on your hip as you prepare. So your tree can be that kickstand with your right toe on the floor. Again, I'm coming forward so you can see me. Or maybe you're inviting that foot up into your calf. Or maybe you invite it up into your thigh if that's in your practice. Again, please stop putting your foot over your knee. And knowing one side might be completely different than the other, so hand expression can be your choice. Maybe growing branches here, and maybe it's windy. Seeing all those leaves come down as we prepare for fall and winter. Beautiful, guys. Taking hands to heart center, close your knee up like a book. Inhale. Exhale, bow over your soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to our final vinyasa. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths here to reset wherever you are. Permission to settle into a child's pose if that serves you better. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see everybody. I'm going to just grab a drink of water. Invitation for you to do the same. And we inhale together. Exhale, sigh, let it all go. Coming down to our knees. Flipping over onto our sit bones. And as we travel down onto our backs, can you maybe have one boat pose here? Just maybe again to just challenge yourself or ease yourself onto your back. So in your boat pose, your hands can be underneath your legs, behind your knees, sitting back onto your sit bones. And again, maybe it's just your tippy toes are on the floor here. Maybe you can invite your toes up. Or maybe they can come up a little higher. And maybe you can open your hands up, even if it's just for a moment. Making sure you're still breathing. Or settling down. Just curling in for 1 minute to settle or 1 breath to settle your spine. And then slowly lowering yourself 1 vertebrae at a time as we come down to our mats. So taking your feet as wide as the mat, toes are pointing outwards. And can we just offer some windshield wipers to our legs from side to side here? The next time your knees fall to the right, can you leave them there? Your hands can come out like a letter T. If you want to get deeper into this, you could just take your left heel across your left knee, right knee heel against your left knee. And maybe your gaze is over your left shoulder. Your eyes can be closed. If that feels okay. Three more breaths here. Letting your knees come up, uncrossing your feet, going back to your windshield wipers from side to side. Maybe noticing any changes our practice may have brought to your legs or hips. As we started out with that massage, and now we're ending with this action, just opening up your hips a little bit further. The next time your knees fall to the left, can you leave them there? Hooking left ankle over right knee now, gently pulling down. And that's okay if you don't want to do that. You can just leave your knees together. This just lets you get a little deeper. Gaze is now over your right shoulder. Our eyes are closed, if that's feeling okay. Knowing that one side can be completely different than the other, and if there's any area here that is asking for more attention, acknowledge that and just send some breath there. A few twists here today just to wring things out a little bit on our bodies. Letting knees come up, taking left foot to meet right. Just taking our hands beside our hips again or underneath our sacrum. Can we take our legs back up like we started? And pumping our toes. And maybe shaking your legs off. Thanking for your feet and legs for supporting you and letting anything that may be pulled to our extremities to come back and be flushed out. When that feels complete, bring your knees into center. Letting things come down. Getting settled into your Shavasana. So any last wiggle to make that feel comfortable for you for your last few minutes of class. Enjoy this rest and know that the sound of my voice will bring you back when the time is right. To get to the next place, we need to leave the comfortable main road we've been traveling. Sometimes a side trip is exactly what we need to make. Slowly beginning to wake your body back up, encouraging small movements to your fingers and toes. Massaging out the back of your head, taking one ear to each shoulder before coming out to a long stretch, like you're just waking up from a long nap, and then curling yourself up into a little ball, rolling over to one side or the other, so you find yourself at a seat at the front of your mat. Taking hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Feeling that connection of your thumbs to your sternum and maybe feeling your heartbeat underneath there. Taking a moment to notice any changes your practice may have brought to your body, your heart, or your mind. So we did a few side trips in our practice today. Put me off a little bit, but as always, it's nice to try something new, and thank you for hanging in there with me. A lot of side trips. I have been wearing glasses for the last few days and didn't realize how much your vision puts your balance off, so that was a little side trip for me this morning. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice this morning. Know that the love and the light in my heart bows to the love and the light in your heart. Namaste. Have beautiful days. Maybe think of any side trip that you've been thinking of. Is there something different you want to do on your journey today? Until next time, thanks for coming, and I will see you. Namaste.